Hey guys, and welcome back again to my channel. So for today's back to basics video, I am doing a video specifically on transition colors. If you are new to this channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave if you are a new subscriber. Thank you so much for your support, and all of those of you who are oldie but a goodie, thank you so much for staying here. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. So if you're interested in learning more about transition colors, then just keep watching. So for today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I'm doing as I'm telling you guys about it. But before we get into all of that, I just want to show you a couple options that I have for transition shades. So when it comes to transition colors, there's one color that really sticks to mind or comes to mind. And this color works, I believe, for almost any and every skin tone, actually every skin tone, as long as you use a really good primer, one that possibly like color corrects or neutralizes your lid space. And there is so many options when it comes to this specific color. And I'm gonna just show you guys a couple different palettes that I have that could work drugstore to a little bit more high end, but really you can use almost any color in this specific range. So the color we're talking about today is a very neutral brown, like a warm neutral brown. That's what you want to look for, something just very neutral, something close to your skin tone. That really helps when transitioning into like deeper, darker shades or even like a lighter shade. So as we go through this video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the first shade that I actually use. So when you start out a makeup look, you wanna lay down the first color on your crease, which is called your transition shade. You're gonna apply that to your crease to just set the tone for what you're gonna do with your eye makeup look. This is gonna act as like a neutralizer. It's gonna help you to transition from another color to another, and that's why it's called a transition color, because it helps you when you're transitioning. So if we're starting off a makeup look and let's say we want to do like a black smoky eye, you can't just lay down like straight black. Like it's gonna be so much harder to blend, and it's just going to be very harsh. That's why we use a transition color in order to help blend that and make it look absolutely beautiful. So if you like Google and like research smoky eyes, like black smoky eyes, and you take a really close look at those pictures, you're going to see that just above the smoky eye there's a hint of like a warm brown shade or tone. Almost any and every makeup artist will use this shade when starting off with the eye makeup look. Of course, there are different avenues you can go, but generally speaking, especially if you're a beginner and you want to learn about transitioning, this is the perfect shade, a warm neutral brown. So I have a couple different palettes that I want to share. Actually, there's technically two. I'm going to show you these two first. So these are the Naked Basics palettes from Urban Decay. There's a Naked Basics 1 and 2, and now I know they have like a larger palette that has a combination of both of them in there. I have not picked that one up, but I think it still has pretty much the same colors. So in this palette you can see, hopefully you can see, that we've got from black to a semi like dark brown to a lighter and then more like fair and then super light kind of thing. And the first one is mostly for a highlighter, which we'll talk about that too as well in this video. And then you just have neutral shades, you have your browns, and you like, this is called Crepe. It's like a almost like a black but not completely black. It's like a super dark brown. The Naked 2, the Basics 2, is also very similar, except we have a not so deep brown and we still have those neutral colors here. And really, like I said earlier, the first thing you want to do is apply a primer that has a neutralizer. A lot of the MAC paint pots are really good for this. So if you research paint pots, or I know a lot of different brands have them, just a primer that has color that is going to neutralize your lid. So I think these two are really great. I do prefer one over two. And the next one I have is a drugstore. This is the La Palette 1 from L'Oreal. And this is a nude palette. It's like their nude, it's the La Palette nude palette. I think it's kind of like a spin-off from the Urban Decay Naked One palette. And as you can see here, these are all warm tone shades. They're all like a lighter brown, from a light to dark. So if you look literally at any of the palettes I own that has some kind of a brown that's possibly this shade, this is the first color that I've dipped into the most in any palette that I have. Every single palette, they're all like that. So I really think that a shade kind of like this one, this is the, I just stuck my finger in there. This is the third shade in the palette. If you're going from left to right, I have it upside down. But it's just a warm neutral brown, and it's such a neutralizer. So I'm gonna insert the video now. As you can see, I'm applying this shade to my crease first, and you can see I'm applying exactly in the crease of my eye. And this is what's called your transition shade. As you can see, I'm applying it all over in the crease. I'm taking it as high up as I'm going to do for my eye makeup look. I'm taking this color a little bit higher up because I want this to peek through my overall look. And like I was referring to with the smoky eye pictures, if you Google those type of pictures, you're gonna see just a little bit of that brown peeking through. And sometimes I actually think they use gray sometimes for those dark smoky eyes, but a lot of times you do see the neutral warm tone shade. So this, I'm applying it from the outer corner to almost the inner corner of my eye. Not quite to the inner corner, but you can see how far I take my brush all along. It's kind of like a little semi half moon shape kind of situation. So this literally sets the tone for what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter what eye look I'm going to do. This is the first shade that I apply to my crease before I get started. So for this look today, I'm actually going to do a plummy type of look. And you can see here, I am taking the color Chic from this Persona Cosmetic Identity palette. This shade is actually going to be my primary crease shade. This is the shade that I want to create the overall look. So I'm applying this shadow next, and I'm going literally right over that transition color we first laid down. And as you can see, I can either take it all the way up to the very top of how far I went with the transition shade, but I like it to peek a little bit through, so I just place this slightly under my transition color, but it covers the majority of that shade. You can see I'm going from left to right, and I'm taking it just about halfway in, not quite all the way, because I do want this to be more of an outer crease, but you can definitely take this shade all the way in. But me specifically, I just like this look. It doesn't matter what makeup look I'm doing. This is generally how I specifically do my makeup looks. But yeah, so I'm taking it from outer to about halfway in, sometimes going just a little bit over, and I'm just leaving a little bit of the brown peeking through at the top. And then finally, I'm going to be applying my actual lid color. I'm using the color Sassy from the Persona Cosmetics palette, and I'm applying that over the lid. And you can really see how beautiful this shade is. So as you guys can see, this transition color really brings this look in together. It makes it so much easier to blend out those darker shades, especially when you're going from the deep plums to blacks to deep grays, deep browns. The transition color really helps to bring it in and to blend it. It makes blending so much easier. You will not believe how easy it is to blend your eyeshadow once you have a really good transition shade. And finally, for I guess the second part of this video, which is how to highlight your brow bone, I'm going to go back into my La Palette from L'Oreal, and I'm going to take the very first, that very light shade. It has a little bit of shimmer. I'm taking that and I'm placing it just under the brow bone. And if you look at the brow that has the highlight versus the one that doesn't, you can see a bit of a difference in how it brings the look together. Placing a brow highlight shade just really accentuates the brow bone, and it just adds a little bit of pop, helps with enhancing your eye look. So as you guys can see, it really ties in the look all together when you have a really good transition shade. And honestly, you can use almost like any type of a warm brown tone shade. I've seen people use bronzers. I've actually used a bronzer before because you know our bronzers tends to be more of a warm neutral color, so those are actually perfect for that. So a lot of times if you're on the go, you don't have any eyeshadows with you, and you have your whole face but you don't have any eyeshadows, you can literally take your bronzer and just apply it in your crease. You can even smoke it out. You can just like build up that color. But bronzers can work, blushes can work, anything that's like a warm neutral brown is gonna work. So it's just really important to have your transition shade when you're starting any eye makeup look. It's really gonna make your life so much easier when it comes to blending, especially if you're doing a more nighttime look for like a party or whatever the case may be, and you have a darker makeup look. It really helps in making a beautiful eye makeup look. So guys, I really hope that you found this video helpful today. If you didn't know anything about transition shades, now hopefully you know a little bit more about transition shades. And again, this goes into what eye look you're doing. If you're doing more of like a smoky eye that's like black, you can technically use like a grayish tone to start off as a transition color. So, but mainly you always want to stick to the brown, and it's gonna go with any makeup look you do. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was informative and helpful, or whatever the case may be. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know and give me ideas on what you want to see as well. For the next back to basics video, I'm going to continue on with the eyes and kind of like showing you guys how to apply your eyeshadows. As you saw in this video today, you kind of saw what I did, but I'll go ahead and explain it a little bit more in the next video, so don't forget to stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'd love for you to be a part of this YouTube family here. And then also follow me on social media if you want to. That information is on the screen here or in the box down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who have stuck through with me. I really appreciate it, even though I know sometimes I kind of like go all over the place. But thanks again so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.